We didn't leave because we wanted to. We left because the Cradle no longer welcomed us. It wasn't a sudden apocalypse. No asteroid, no nuclear flash. It was a slow, agonizing process. The atmosphere thinned, the oceans acidified, the soil turned to dust. We tried to fix it. We deployed every piece of technology, every brilliant mind, but we weren't healing a patient, we were delaying a funeral. The planet was dying, and we had to accept the final, terrible truth. Earth was no longer our home. So, we built the arks, not gleaming vessels of hope, but massive, functional lifeboats. But a lifeboat cannot carry everyone. This led to the most brutal calculation in human history, the survival lottery. It wasn't based on wealth, or power, or fame. Those things died with the old world. It was based on cold, hard data, genetic viability, critical skills, psychological resilience, age. Were you a structural engineer? A hydroponics expert? A doctor? You had a chance. Were you a poet? A philosopher? A banker? Your value was zero. Families were torn apart. A child might be chosen, but their parents left behind. The algorithm was God, and it was merciless. While the lottery raged, we built. We tore apart our cities for metal. We mined the moon and the asteroids with frantic desperation. These weren't generation ships built for comfort. They were brutalist cocoons designed to endure a multi-year journey in the dark. They were rotating cylinders, creating feeble gravity. They carried frozen embryos, digital libraries of all human knowledge, and the seeds of Earth's dying biosphere. They were the single greatest engineering project ever undertaken, built on a foundation of grief and frantic hope. But what about the 99%? What happens to a species when its future has already left orbit? Society didn't just collapse, it evaporated. Governments, laws, economies, they all became meaningless. Why obey the law when there is no tomorrow? Why go to work when your fate is sealed? Chaos reigned. Wars were fought over nothing but spite. Cults formed, worshipping the arks as ascending gods. Others tried desperately to build their own crude ships, failing spectacularly. It was the long, terrible twilight of our species. A planetary funeral attended by billions. And then, the day came. One by one, the massive engines ignited, scorching the dying land one last time. From orbit, those chosen few, the remnants of humanity, looked back. They watched their home, the pale blue dot that had birthed them, now scarred and burning, consumed by the chaos they had escaped. There was no celebration, no cheering, only the cold, silent hum of the reactors and the vast, terrifying emptiness ahead. The first ark, the Odyssey, pointed its nose towards the darkness and began to burn. The greatest migration in history had begun. But Mars was not a home. It was not a paradise waiting for us. It was a frozen, irradiated hellscape, and setting foot on its red dust was only the beginning of the nightmare.